Hello, good evening, and welcome. It's Monday night. It's the 3rd of June. It's the 3rd of July. It's I think I actually put the 3rd of June on, the intros or whatever. It's the 3rd of July. It's Monday. It's 9 o'clock. Hello, good evening, welcome. And if you're watching this on replay, hello, good evening, welcome. Have a nice day. Hope you've had a nice day. Whatever. Nice to have you here. Okay. So anyway, I'll just say hello to a few people. Donald Trump, the local president, is in the house. Good evening to you, mate. Hope all's well. Bottle Baby just uncorked for the show. A little bit ironic there. Richard O, good evening, Ed. Is summer done now? Oh, well, yeah, it's a little bit, well, I won't say chilly, but the temperature's definitely dropped. Anyway, I've got a nice hot chocolate in my hand. Lovely, lovely, jubbly. G.A., good evening, mate. Reborn Itsy and Betsy, what's today's topic? I don't know. I haven't got there yet. John Atkinson. All right, Mr. Steadyman, pleasant northern evening. Okay, very, very nice. John Atkinson loves his live music. He's been to some great gigs over the years. One of these, maybe he might want to come on there one of these nights, send him a link, and he can tell us all about the best gigs that he's ever been to. He's seen some great stars over the years. Smooth operator, good evening. Nice to have you there. Brian Street, good evening, mate. Nice to have you there. John Atkinson. Thai baht rate good at nearly 45 to a pound. Is that good? Well, it's I don't know. I seem to recall when it was well higher than that, but I suppose it has been lower as well. So yeah, I suppose it's an improvement. Sceneries, good evening. Gemini Star, Joe Hart, good evening. Barry from EastEnders, no more drinking during the week for me. You've inspired me, Ed. Okay, good for you. That video I done, which you may have seen on the other channel. It is a big question. What is well, can you go to someone, especially one of the raunchy nightlife resorts in Southeast Asia like Pattaya or Phnom Penh? Is it possible to go there and not have a drink? Some people do it. Some people do it. Maybe we'll talk about that. Get a few ideas. Crypto Chris, nice to hear from you. Yogi Bear, nice to hear from you. London, great place to visit. Wouldn't want to live there. Anyone else fancy a pad thai and a singer? Nah, not for me, mate. Leo Malley, hi Eddie. 6 months of travel now comes to an end in Bangkok, and now on flight to UK on Thursday. Good for you, mate. Good for you. That's Leo Malley's done 6 months. He's been to Indonesia, various other places, Thailand. Fantastic, mate. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, super adventures. I only love 20 minutes of this show. Then when Q&A is on, it's boring. Which 20 minutes do you like exactly? The early 20 minutes when I say hello to people? Okay. You're allowed to criticize. Martin Ryder, evening. Oh, teetotal dry one. Okay, nice to have you here, Martin. Nice to hear from you. Okay, McLaren is here. The ghost of YouTube is in session. Monday Therapy is it. Nice to hear from you, Clive. Nice to hear from Matthew Cartwright as well. Dickie B. Evening, Eddie. Just booked flights to Bali and Kuala Lumpur next May. God, that sounds good. I think Bali, I once went there in the month of February, or was it January or February, and the weather wasn't good. But I think May, the weather is better then. So I don't know about Kuala Lumpur, maybe, but that sounds great. Good for you, mate. I raise a glass of hot chocolate to you. Oh, that's lovely. I've said this before, but there's two types of Cadbury's hot chocolate that you will get. One of them is like in a tube sort of thing, carton sort of thing, and the other is in a shapely hourglass sort of thing, and that's the better one. This is definitely the better one. Lovely. Oh, that's bloody good, bloody good. Nice to hear from you anyway, Dickie. Sean Young watching an EDDY vision on the big telly. Okay, good job. I had to shower before I started the show. Traveller lad, Ed, what the heck has happened to summer? Feels like September. The thing is, in Britain, there's only one rule with regards to the weather. You get what you're given. I mean, quite often the summer teases you. You wait for you have a long winter, then you wait for the sunny weather. We call it a heat wave here. And when you finally get it, people say, fantastic, this is over the next few months. And then it disappears. And then you think, never mind, it'll come back again soon. And then come August and September, you're still waiting for it. You just get what you're given, really. Life Utopia, evening, gents. The highlight of any grey UK Monday is here. Thanks for that, mate. Cheers. Cheers. David Coleman. Hi, Eddie and fellow mongers. Anyone going over to France? No. What do you think of France? I mean, it's a country, it's a nice country. It's a big country. I've driven through France and I've been to a few places, been up the Eiffel Tower, that sort of thing. Yeah, absolutely. But what's happening there? I mean, the thing is, people, I won't say that they're overreacting to all of these riots, but what they're forgetting to mention when they're saying, doom and gloom, France has gone down the Swanee River, it's gone down the toilet and all that. They seem to forget that we've had them here in England. We've had those kind of riots. About 10 years ago, we had similar riots, or it may not have been as bad as that, but it was still pretty bad with looting and all that. We had those kind of riots in London. And donkeys years ago, we had the Brixton riots, the Toxteth riots. We've had riots here as well. Barry from EastEnders, that polo shirt actually looks fantastic on you. Definitely keep hold of that one. Okay, thanks for that, Barry. You never know, I might get round to ironing it one of these days. Ironing, I hate that. Bloody hate ironing. That's why I wear so many T-shirts. Can't be bothered ironing. Oh, that's lovely, that. Capital's hot chocolate, lovely stuff. Let's see. Mister, 115 degrees plus every day this week in the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona. Good for you, mate. Must be some lovely scenery around there as well. Good for you. Mo Mac, yesterday was a load of crap, felt depressing. Oh, why was that? It's what you make of it. Why was it really depressing? Perhaps you'd like to tell us. Yours travels. How's it going, Ed and the gang? A little sad today. The girlfriend had a scooter accident and hurt herself. She was lucky, it could have been far worse. Another bike pulled out right in front of her. Well, I mean, this is your girlfriend in Thailand. Yeah, it does happen though, mate. It does happen. I mean, how many Thai girls do you meet who've basically got scars on the legs and they do have scooter accidents. I mean, it's it does happen. So I hope she recovers well. Anyway, nice to hear from you, Yoz. Yeah, AJ. Hello, Ed. Summer is truly here with these high winds and rain. England being beaten in the tennis and cricket. Jesus, once Wimbledon is on, that's it. It's going to be piddling down with rain, isn't it? And you never mind. I mean, if the rain gets really bad, something at Wimbledon, something terrible might happen. Cliff Richard might start singing. You never know. Crypto Chris cards. I'm going to France next week. Good for you. I'm sure France. It's not a country that I know really well, but I mean, it's even though I have been there, it's. I'm sure France got a lot of great things, and I'd like to travel around France when the time is right. Good for you, mate. And anyway, as for all the rides and all that, well, they're just like they're in Paris and they're in Marseille. I think Marseille has always had a bit of a reputation. I've never been to Marseille, but I passed by it. I passed by Marseille, and I think it's always had a bit of a nasty reputation for crime and all that kind of stuff. And of course, you know, it goes all the way back to, you know, to Gene Hackman and the Friends Connection. I know that was most, a lot of that was fiction, but Kipax, nice to see you. To see you, nice, Eddie. Okay, fine, thank you. Say it, Eddie. Okay, cheers, mate. Nice to hear from you. Brian Street, what's the next protest about? I mean, I don't know. Sometimes some people. I mean, maybe the next protest. Somebody got overcharged at McDonald's. I mean, they ordered a Big Mac and got a fish burger instead. Some people have just bloody rise about anything. Mister, no solar generation, and he's in Phoenix, Arizona. Best of luck to you. Travel and milkshake. Everyone moans when it's hot, then cry when there's no sunshine. Idiots. Well, yeah, I agree with you. That's so good. I recommend Cadbury's hot chocolate, but get the one in the plastic bottle that goes sort of like that. That's it. That's the one you want to get. Leo Malley's coming to the end of 6 months of travel. Been getting 46 baht to the pound the last few days. Really, that's an improvement, isn't it? Moto Kenny, steady Eddie, how the hell are you? Tomorrow is a holiday, so I'm getting drunk tonight. Really, do you mean you're getting on an airplane? I mean, tomorrow I wouldn't be drunk, but if you're too drunk, maybe you're not allowed on this show. You know, you might say something offensive. Oh no, we don't care. We don't care. We like drunks here, as long as they're merry drunks. Yeah, Guy, Apple Vision Pro will be limited. Will it be limited? Now, I've seen videos about this, and I've heard glowing reports about Apple Vision Pro. I know it's like $3,500. It'd probably be more, but some of the people who've given it reviews, you know, are raving and raving and raving about it, saying, you know, it's wonderful. Why bother going out? Just stay in here with your headset on, and it's the most amazing thing. It's going to revolutionize everything. And then after seeing all these videos about it, I then find that it's not going to be available until next year. And now you're saying it's going to be limited. Tell us more. David Martin, nice to hear from you, David. Nice to hear from you. Vin Valentine just came back from Spain, Magaluf. Okay, how was that? I've been to Spain, Magaluf. That's in Mallorca. Mallorca's a lovely island, beautiful island. I went there many years ago. But the thing about these islands, Spain and you know Mallorca and Ibiza. I mean, some of the accommodation is pretty expensive. There just doesn't seem to be any cheap holidays around anymore. Let's see. I do believe in fairies. Nice to hear from you, mate. Kipax. Couldn't imagine not getting pissed in Pattaya. Well, this is it, isn't it? Now, I've done that video yesterday, and that's been playing on my mind. Now, I mean, here, I'm not having a problem not drinking alcohol. 3 months off the booze now, and I feel better for it. And you know, hopefully, it'd be nice if I knew the state that my liver was in. It'd be nice, you know, if like, you know, you set something to repair your liver, and you can see, like, you know, a bar moving and moving and moving. I mean, and like, you know, you're getting like 80% improved, 90% improved. And finally, when your liver is fully recovered, a light goes off and you can go, yes, my liver is recovered. I mean, that will sound very strange, but it'd be nice if I mean, has my liver recovered in the last 3 months? I don't know. But I'm still there anyway. But yeah, but I'll put that on the screen again. Yeah, but I mean, well, what do you think? I mean, okay. I mean, say you come off the booze, and eventually you go to somewhere like Pattaya, and there's beer all around. I mean, what do you do if you don't drink? I mean, I do know people, even people in this chat who I've met in Pattaya who don't drink alcohol, and they seem to have a good time. But it'll take a bit of getting used to. You know what I mean? Repair shop. Francis turned off internet access tonight. Oh, well, that's bad news, isn't it? That's bad news. Let's see. Let's see. What's I'm gonna what's that? The Englishman in Malta. Oh, good evening, Englishman in Malta. He's in a good place, isn't he? I'm sure that's a lovely sunny island. Nice to hear from you, mate. Bottle baby. We like simple, silly games like Roger or Dodger. That divided people when I did that. On the other channel a while. Some people liked that, and some people absolutely hated it. Some people switched off as soon as that came on. So you can't really please everybody. Can't please everyone. Super Adventures, Ed, get checking online for flights. There could be some deals. No, rather than later. And book for Cancun in November. Paid 655 return, 3 weeks direct. That sounds good. So good for you, mate. Good for you. Been to Cancun, nice. Well, Cancun's all right, but the resort that's about half an hour away called Playa del Carmen. That's better. That's an all round friendlier and better. And the birds go topless there as well. You see lots of nice titties on the beach. You also see a lot of silicon there. You do, but nice titty beach there. Okay, Mister Benny Juices. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Tell us more. Stephen Tutty, good evening. Good evening. Just a thought how fast news go by. A few weeks ago, we were talking about Philip Schofield. Well, lots of other people were talking about Philip Schofield. I wasn't talking so much because, to be honest with you, I never really watched him that much. But I never really watched Philip Schofield that much. But now, I mean, the talk is what about an international star? What's it? Kevin Spacey, a great actor, terrific actor, Kevin Spacey. But I mean, I don't really think we can comment on that current case that's going on. But it's all a bit distasteful, isn't it? But can't really comment on it. Well, I don't know. I did comment. I just said his name, but I mean, great actor, really, really great actor. So Verben, nice to hear from you, Sol. Nice to hear from you. What is it? Repair shop. The repair shop. The immigrants are revolted in France. Well, so's Lisa Dale. She's bloody revolting as well. But I wouldn't make an issue of it. Oh God Almighty! Repair shop. They killed a. Oh, that's dreadful. No, that's dreadful. That's not funny at all. That's dreadful. Your cell was Kipex. No, they don't do an e-phase. That's 60 days. You can extend 30, meaning 90 days in total. David Coleman. It's as hot as hell in Toronto. Good for you, mate. Anyway, good for you. We're having it. It's not bad here. There's a nice pleasant breeze here, but the temperature is definitely dropped there. Just expect anything in Britain. McLaren F1. The French have a riot every two months on average. I mean, the thing about I heard something quite interesting about France. I mean, they're a very different country from England because we've got a stable monarchy. We've had a monarchy for about 100 years, which does help to keep the country stable. Whereas France, they changed their republic, they guillotine their monarchy, and they do all kinds of things. So really, when it's time for the change, they have a tendency to get out on the street. But the thing is, are these really French people who are doing this, or are these immigrants? Because it looks to me like they're not actually French people; they're more like immigrants. It's a massive subject, and it's not something that's going to go away easily. Gemini Star, Macron's warning the parents to control their children. I think it's a bit late for that. Mark Alec, nice to hear from you, mate. Hi, Eddie. Hope all's well. It's 95 degrees here at the moment. Staying inside, enjoying the air conditioned loft. I think everywhere's doing better than Britain right now. I mean, we were complaining that it was too hot the other week, and now people are complaining, what's happened to the summer? That sounds terrific anyway, mate. Good for you. Good for you. Let's see. Let's see. Super event. I'd seen your video on drink traveling on your other channel. Loved your garden. You had a barbecue. Do you have a cooking app? No, no. Techie B. Eddie, do you make your hot chocolate with water, or Eddie, do you make your hot chocolate with water? I make it with water. I make it with water because if you make it with milk, then it becomes too many calories, doesn't it? It becomes too thick. What's this? What have we got? Barry from East End, ironing is a waste of time. Just sticking a tumble dry for 3 minutes. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Sol Verben. How long has his basic on what? He's out. Sol Verben is at it again. Okay. Tinks. Now that's interesting. Imagine a winter in this shitty part of the world with no alcohol. No way. Well, the thing is, Tinks, I probably will find it easier to have no alcohol in this part of the world in the winter than I will when I go to a hot climate. That's when the alcohol will become really, really tempting. I mean, I can imagine walking along a beach, and I can imagine walking along a beach in a tropical climate, and longing for the cold beer. But like I said, I've said enough about that. That's going to be the difficult one. Let's see, David Coleman, Le Pen needs to take power over in France. Yeah, there's a movement, isn't it, of right-wing leaders. We need to get tough. I mean, they're starting to get tough. But I mean, the thing is, all these countries, they talk the talk, but they don't actually. Yeah, they're all talking, no action. A lot of them. Is France saying with Le Pen that we're gonna really do something, about these immigrants running riots and all this sort of stuff. I mean, it doesn't look like it. They've had 5 days of mayhem, haven't they? I mean, and us in Britain, we're notorious for talking about it. Each successive government talks about it and says this time we're really, really, really going to do something. And yet the bloody dinghies keep coming and coming. Mark Holligan feels like living on the surface of the sun here. Don't knock it, mate. Don't knock it, mate. We're feeling a bit chilly over there right now. It's nothing like that. Good for you. Your travels. Kipak's next tip is for 4 to 5 months. Sounds bloody good. Sounds bloody good. So Vermin, somehow a tumble dry doesn't have the same effect as iron or whatever. Mister, gonna offer reward next year for watermelon from seeds of seedless watermelons. Yes, okay, fine. I hope all's well, mate. Anyway, I hope all's well. Yeah, Martin Ryder, which Wimbledon player, past and present, would you park? Well, Steffi Graf was quite nice, wasn't she? She was very, very, very nice. Who else? Who else? Who else? Oh, I don't know. Can't really think of anyone that. The Russian one. The Russian one. What was her name? The Russian one from whatever her name was from about 10 years ago. She's still might be. Oh, definitely, yeah. The leggy Russian one. Oh, definitely, yeah. Definitely pork that one. Definitely, lovely stuff. David R, we are here at 90 days until Bangkok. David R's doing well. He's lost a lot of weight. He's been on a really, really strict diet and he's done well. And he's off to Bangkok again. So good for you, mate. Anyway, good for you. Toby Price, been in Wahin for the last 3 days. Place is empty. What month are we in now? July. Yeah, well, it is the low season, isn't it? It is the low season. So, yeah. So I can imagine so. It's all right. It's a nice place, Wahin, but I can imagine out of season, it's probably not a great deal of fun. Mo Mac, Ed, you have lost your libido for travel because you stopped drinking alcohol. Get some testosterone boosters in you, and you'll be raring to go, mate. Testosterone boosters. No, I like to do things naturally, personally. Let's see. Toe Verben is insulting everybody. Your travels, Toby Price, Patton Phuket, and Krabi, all to MT2. Well, it is the month of July, so Pattaya, Phuket, Krabi. There's probably a lot of rain as well in those places. I mean, you're not guaranteed, nice sunny weather in the month of July in those places. And really, if you're going to make the effort to go the other side of the world, you want to guarantee the weather, really. Weather, really. Paul Hoskin, nice to hear from you, mate. There's those smooth as silk shaven bar girls. Gemini Star says Emma Raducanu. Okay, I can't remember it. I can't remember that one. David Coleman, you guys are taking this French writing too lightly. It will be in the UK soon. It'll be in the UK soon. It already has been. I mean, excuse me, but those riots that have been going on for the last 5 days in France, are they worse than the ones that we had in London about 10 years ago? There was ones in 10 years ago, and all the shops got smashed. I mean, maybe these ones are a bit worse than that, but not that much difference. David you should drink unsweetened iced tea, Ed. 0 calories. Hot chocolate has too much sugar. Yeah, but hot chocolate's just an evening treat. I don't drink it all the time. I mean, just a couple as in the evening. I mean, just because you're gonna have a few calories in you sooner or later. What's this? Yogi Bear, Ed, there's been a story in the news today they're starting to do boil in the bag funerals. Would you consider that way? A boil in the bag funeral. In other words, put my dead body in a bag and boil it. It sounds like fun. I mean, you got to go some ways, haven't you? I mean, what would be the point there? Is somebody going to bloody eat me afterwards? A boil in the bag. It reminds me, do you still get those foods that you boil in a bag? I don't see them around these days. You used to get fish, fish with cheese sauce. You used to boil it it was frozen. You put the bag in and boil it in the bag. Do you still get them? A boil in the bag funeral. No, I think I want a Viking funeral, mate. I want a Viking funeral. I want to be put into a rowing boat with a mast and pushed out into the river, and all these Vikings fire flaming arrows, like that movie with Kirk Douglas. The Vikings, that movie with Tony Curtis and Kirk. I want to go that way. That's the way I want to go. A Viking funeral is for me, definitely. A boil in the bag funeral, never bloody, never considered that one. Yeah, smooth operator. Would be good if the guy who goes to Gambia joined the stream to tell us about it and comparison to Thailand as an alternative destination. Yeah, that's Neil Fleet. It would be good if Neil Fleet came on and told us all about Gambia. That's a really, really good idea. Really, really good idea. Gemini Star. Clive, part of Paris overrun by North Africa. I've only been to Paris once. That was more than 30 years ago, and it's well, I don't know. It's all. Well, I'm not no comment on that one. Let's see. Okay. That's it. Vin Valentine. Mallorca was nice during the day, relax on the sandy beach. Nightlife comes alive, though there's too many. There's many teens, not enough mature crowd. Yeah. Well, I've seen videos. I've seen S4 Travels videos on Ibiza and place like that, and you don't look at them. They're wonderful videos, but you just think I'm too old for that crowd. Just too old. Tom Streeter. Do you fancy going to France? Lots of diversity to enjoy. The thing is, France is probably a wonderful country. It's probably a wonderful country. There's probably I would love to. I would love to see it. I mean, it's the France is the closest country to where I am right now. I mean, it's my neighbouring country where I am right now. I'd love to see more of France. I've just never really got around to it. I'm sure there's some lovely rural places in France, and yeah, you know, the beach places down south, even though that's probably very, very expensive in the south of France. And yeah, I'm sure there's some wonderful, wonderful places and places to see. It's not just about these riots put a stain on a country. I'm sure if you travelled, there's probably villages in France and small towns that are not affected there in this way at all. Martin Ryder, I would have done Martina Hingis in the day. Whatever happened to her? I mean, she was only a youngster, wasn't she? And she was a sensation. But she seemed to fade away a little bit after that, pretty soon. Yours travels. When I'm with the girlfriend in Krabi, I probably only drink once a week tops. So you definitely can do it. But in Pattaya, not so sure. Yeah, I know. I mean, I've been thinking about that. I mean, you know, the nights out in Pattaya are wonderful. You know, even the late night bars, you go in those bars, and there's so much nightlife and everything. You know, how could you resist beer? I mean, what else do you do? I mean, it must be difficult, but I know some people who do it, who will go into a bar and drink soft drinks and drink water. I do know some people who will do that, but you know, I can maybe at the best. I mean, if I ever have a beer in our club, at least I'm not having one at home. I think the problem I had before was bringing alcohol into the home, which I'm not doing anymore. I'm not going to do that anymore at all. At least I've proved with 3 months being off the booze that I can abstain from the booze when the time comes, like, you know, to go out to somewhere like Pattaya. You know, I mean, it's how can you? Yeah, I know. How can you not have a beer, really? Remboy, hello, Eddie. Looking good as ever. I just had my back sack and crack done. Not nice and smooth for your stream. Um, you want to get in touch with Kevin Spacey? I'm sure he'll appreciate you. Let's see. Bottle baby. Everyone's different. They all drink for different reasons. Speaking of drink, I'm going to be back in a moment. I'm just going to have my second round two of the sensational hot chocolate. Oh, yeah. Somebody mentioned, you know, how can you not have a drink in the cold, shitty winter? When that comes, well, this is good. This is the perfect winter drink, and that's lovely. Okay, may as well, while I'm here, do a little bit of a review in that case. Okay. So So this is recommended. This I love. I love this. Okay. Cadbury's instant hot chocolate. This is what I drink of an evening time. I have a couple of nice mugs of it. And this is wonderful. Yes, I love it. This, however, I'm not so keen on. This Cadbury's hot chocolate original. I don't really like this one. I have both of these with hot water. And there you go. Can we do it that way? Can we do it that way? Yeah. Say it that way, don't you? I don't like this one. It just doesn't taste good. And yet it's Cadbury's hot chocolate original. Yes. I don't really like that. And yet I love this one. Okay. So anyway, that clears up a bit of confusion. This is the one that I like. I love. This is the one that I love. The other one I don't even like. Okay. Let me see. Okay, where are we? Bottle baby. Everyone's different and all drink for different reasons. Okay. Harold Batterson. Hell yeah. Nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Yeah, Martin Ryder. Can't talk about Roger or Dodger. Someone might get offended. Do we care about that? I'd say what. If you noticed on Facebook, if you see a really sexy picture of a bird, somebody like Kate Beckinsale, yeah, you know, and you press a like on it, all of a sudden you get bombarded with other pictures, and she looks at, oh, she has these skimpy little knickers on in her photographs, and oh, every day on Facebook I get bombarded with lovely sexy pictures of Kate Beckinsale, and then I press like on it, and then I get more pictures of her, like, and I'm not complaining. You know, let's see, Mister Trudeau owned the Spike Protein company. True crime. Okay. You know, Ren Dog, a simple ultrasound of your liver on the private is only 300 quid. It's worth getting one, as it will tell you a lot about the liver. Okay, fair enough. Maybe it might tell me something that I don't want to know. Mark Ollick, the Twitter machine was down much of Sunday here across the pond. You'd think it was the start of the apocalypse, the way people reacted. Do you know something? I just can't get into Twitter. I can't get into it. I've had an account with Twitter for about 6 or 7 years. And I put some of my early videos on Twitter and then just left them there, and never got any. Nobody bothered to watch them. And I thought I'll try Twitter again. So I tried to log into Twitter, and I'm still registered with Twitter, and I looked at Twitter, a few things on Twitter, but I just can't get into it. What is Twitter all about? What's it about? I just can't get into it. I know Facebook is a load of crap and it's corny and all this kind of stuff, but it does have its use. At least after a while, you get to understand what Facebook is all about. But what is Twitter all about? I mean, is that so you can? I think is it for celebrities to insult each other or something like that? I just don't get Twitter. I don't get it. Brian Street, what do a tick and the Eiffel Tower have in common? They're both parasites. Very, very good. Very, very good. Rent Boy, justice for Philip Schofield. Oh, God, for God Almighty. Yeah, Guy, Apple Vision Pro Limited because of supply chains, but it is just as big, but bigger as the iPhone was. Okay. It's not available till next year. David Coleman says, Playa del Carmen in Mexico is a great place. I really liked it there. Yeah, I went to Playa del Carmen. I didn't like Cancun because it was I couldn't get into it. You know, you have to pass hotels there. It's not easy to get to the beach in Cancun, and I couldn't really. It seemed big and brash and uninviting. But I got a bus and stayed in Playa del Carmen, and Playa del Carmen was lovely, very, very, very nice, very easy to get to the beach, more relaxed. Still plenty of people around. Lots of birds with the teddies out on the beach. Love it. Yeah, really, really liked Playa del Carmen. Ian Bowden, nice to hear from you. Nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Hope all is well. We're having a cold wave, okay? Let's see. Some of these... Sorry about falling behind in the chat. Lots of people in the chat. Lots of people in the chat. Jesus. London Cab Thailand. Thank you for that super sticker. That's very, very kind of you. Out into that, mate. Out into that. I hope all's well. Oh, hot chocolate. Okay, lovely stuff. Thanks for that. Cheers, mate. Hope all's well with you. I just go back to the chat. I hope I haven't missed too much out of it. Let me see. Yeah, what's this? Harold Batterson, Carlin is worth £3. Okay. Sings, Ireland is your closest country, not France, lol. Jump on a dinghy and sail there to get put up in an inclusive hotel. And €250 off the government. Fair enough. Where I am, I'm on the south coast of England, so France is the closest one to me. That's probably the closest, or maybe maybe South Wales is not that far away, but I think France is closer. Yeah, let's see. Mark Ollie, yes, we revolted against the king. Long live the colonists. Good for you, Mark. Good for you. Good for you. Nice to hear from you. Harold Betterson. Ed, I actually was a Horlicks man. Somebody recommended Horlicks. And I actually bought a jar of Horlicks. And I haven't opened it because I'd forgotten that you need to make it with milk. I'm not going to be making, Horlicks with milk. I'm not going to do that. I've still got an unopened, jar of Horlicks, because making it with milk, that's too high in calories. That is. And at least this cabbage, at least I can do this with hot water. Oh, lovely, lovely. Yours travelled. £3 a pint of Carlin in the snooker club here. But it's not my choice of beer. £3 seems quite cheap. Carlin isn't too bad. I think there's a stronger version of Carlin. There's a Carlin Export. That's quite nice. Yeah. Mark Ollie, Etty, read how much sugar and carbs in it. Oh, it is. It's probably, if you're talking about this, it probably is a fair bit of, yeah. Per 28 gram serving of it is 112 calories. I'd probably have more than that in there. So it's a fair bit. It's a fair bit. But I only have two of these. Only two of these hot chocolates. But the first one is so good that I just have to have another one afterwards. Martin Ryder, my local is Carlin Black Label for £2.50 a pint. Okay, sounds all right. Ed Ventures around the world. Isn't it about 200 calories per cup of that stuff? Well, the thing is, I'm only having a couple of these, only a couple of these, and I don't drink it all the time. Don't forget, I haven't really eaten since early today, and I'll probably have something later. So, Brian Street, because it's got the body of a woman. Okay. McLaren F1, Ed's Hot Chocolate Reviews, that is Wade. You get all kinds on this stream. Mark Ollie, it's the sugar and carbs that I'll get you. Okay. Yeah, Ben Fern K. Etty, you jump from alcohol to becoming a diabetic. Check that shock you're drinking. Okay. You got to drink something, haven't you? Yeah, David Coleman, you have to be a real dickhead to go after somebody personally on this kind of channel. Think about it. Fair enough, fair enough. Gemini Star, alcohol doesn't help with mongering when it comes to hanky panky. Okay. Who's ever used a bottle of beer to swallow your Viagra tablet, to wash down your Viagra tablet? Have you ever done that? I'm not saying if I have. Yeah. Adventures around the world. I like to picture a Pretty Patel once. Now she is all I see on Instagram. I'm not complaining. She's a really really good looking face, but she needs to do something about that body. She's a bit. She needs to slim down, doesn't she? You know, she needs to lose a bit of weight. I mean, got a beautiful face, but she's a little bit obese, isn't she? Yeah. Gemini Star, you're going to be spineless if you get offended on this channel. I don't care. As long as it's nothing illegal or too offensive to other people, I don't care. Yours travels, been sticking to less than 800 calories a day, just one meal a day. It's damn hard, but the weight has fallen off. Only drinking, oh God, I'm only drinking water. That's like some doing that. That really, really do. 800 calories a day. I'll have that in one meal. Jesus God, that is a strict diet. Good luck to you, mate. Anyway, Sean Wild. Hey Ed, what would you say you spend in a total on your winter travels to Thailand? About 8 grand in English money, about £8,000 for over 4 months. I mean, last year I spent 4 months in Thailand early last year, and then the winter that's just gone. It was Thailand, Cambodia, and Malaysia, and then back to Thailand again. And I think it was about 8 grand overall. That's including just about everything, you know. But maybe the last journey, maybe that was closer to 9 grand, £9,000, simply because it involves a few more flights and a bit more traveling, a bit more traveling around. So that's over a 4 month period, and that's eating and drinking and having fun and staying in hotels and all that kind of stuff. David Coleman only drinks hot chocolate in the wintertime and is a tea drinker. Okay. Mark Ollig, I've been on Twitter since 2007. That's 16 years ago. I joined Twitter about 6 years ago, and I just don't get it. I can't take to it really. Seamus Doherty, Twitter is more for political and social commentary. Okay, fair enough. Crypto Chris Card, what's your Twitter name, Eddie? My Twitter name is the bland, boring, real name that I was born with. It's such a crap name. I hate even saying it. It's the name Edward Sweeney. Oh, I hate that bloody name. And yet, funny enough, that's my original name. That's my Twitter name. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, who's this? King. I searched for old queens in the UK, and as his ad pops up. Okay. Mark Alex says Twitter became politicized. Oh, as I've heard, is that celebrities bloody, insulting each other. It's not something. I mean, the thing is, if you can't say to it, then it's not something I would have a great deal of time for. Let's see now. Okay. McLaren. Twitter takes trolling to a whole new level. Really? Really? Matthew Cartwright, Twitter is for people who got bullied at school to mouth off. Really? Let's see. Mark a whole new effing level. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some people hate Twitter. I've never really gotten into it. I've never really done anything on Twitter worth mentioning. Your travels, Matthew, cheers, mate. Nearly 7 kilos off now, 15 pounds nearly, 3 weeks in. Good for you, yours. Anyway, good for you. Yeah, Mark, I love the bears with the titties. Good bed. I think on Twitter you can get porn, can't you? You can get porn because I seen I can't remember how to I was seeing, but I seen Riley Reid. She's one of those porn stars. I seen there. She's got a page. on Twitter, and then I looked at it, and there's actually videos of it. So I think you can get that kind of stuff on, can't you, on Twitter? So it can't be that bad. I don't know if it's still the case. Seaside Freddy, a woman lost her leg on the People Mover at Donmont. Oh, that's terrible. That at Donmont. Yeah, I've heard about that. I didn't hear the details. That sounds really dreadful. Really dreadful. Yeah, Mark Alec has always smashed the thumbs up button thingy. Okay, cheers. Thanks for that, Mark. Let's see. JHK Reborn. Are you still after booze? And if so, can you feel it on your wallet? I reckon I spend 20 quid a day on booze. Yeah, I can feel it. I don't think I spend 20 quid a day, but you know, a fair amount of money. Yeah, I can. I drink a lot of soft drinks. My favorite is the stuff out of the co-op. It's the diet ginger beer. I love that, and that's. I mean, it doesn't it doesn't taste like booze, but it's a nice alternative, especially late at night. I really like that. I go through a fair bit of that, but overall, yeah, I am saving through not drinking the booze. Brian Street, hot chocolate, drinking chocolate. Definitely Cadbury instant hot chocolate. The one in the one that's shaped like that. That's the one that you want to get. Thanks for that super chat, Brian. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Cheers, mate. King, Eddie, do you believe in miracles, you sexy thing? I believe in hot chocolate. McLaren, would love you to go to Ireland sometime. I mean, yeah. Do you know something that's interesting? Because when I think about Ireland, the first thing that I think people say is that the beer is very expensive in Ireland. But if I go there, if I'm not drinking beer, it'd be interesting to see what kind of travel, you know what kind of travel is available for those who are not drinking beer. And I don't think Ireland's pretty. I don't think it's a place known for having fun with the ladies, even though there are some very beautiful Irish girls. But I don't think it's not that type of place either. Travel and milkshake. As everyone nowadays is very antisocial. How the hell do these young people find partners? They're not really. Well, the young people are not really. I mean, if you go down, well, if you go through the town centre, any town centre, you see hordes of young people. You know, I mean, I'm seeing videos in, like I mentioned, S4K Travels does videos on places like Spain and Ibiza, and there's tons of young people, and they probably find partners very easy. So I don't think everyone's that antisocial. I don't think that's quite true there. Super Stephen, hi Eddie, can you go to a bar and order hot chocolate? Well, people go to a bar and order coffee, don't they? But the thing is, if you're in somewhere like Thailand, if you're in a late night bar, I think you would. You would want a cold beer in a hot climate, because even over night time it's sweaty there, isn't it? That's lovely. That's lovely. Daniel Mills, France is closer. Bobby Crush, are you worried that Thai girls will call you chocolate man? Oh, they've called me far worse than that. Come here, like come here, give me your chocolate, you handsome man. I've heard that before from the Thai birds. Okay. Traveller lad, UK is a very bland, boring nightlife during summer. Then when students are back in winter, it picks up again. Well, I don't know. I mean the young people. I mean the night when you talk about nightlife is for young people. I mean, there comes a time you think I'm too old for nightlife. I mean, I'm too old for the town centre, the nightclubs, and I still think I'm too young for the social clubs. I mean, I can go to the social clubs, but do you really want to see decrepit old codgers who playing musical instruments and playing songs that you've heard a million times before? It's got nothing to offer me anymore. It's got nothing to offer. But I'm sure the young people have a great time. Mark Alex, sugar content, not calories. Well, I mean, the thing is, sugar content of this. The sugar content of this is, what's it? It's fat. Carbohydrates are with sugars, 19 grams per 28 gram serving. It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot, but it's so bloody tasty. I mean, that is the perfect thing. And I can imagine in the cold weather, that is the perfect thing. To drink when you want to relax in front of a movie. Lovely stuff. Absolutely lovely. I know it's quite high in sugar and calories, but lovely stuff. Martin Ryder, Daily Mail published the heaviest drinking countries. Solomon Islands came top. Really? Eastern Europe was in the top 10. UK and US came 30 something. Really? The heaviest drinking? I would have thought the UK, because, yeah, UK, people like getting pissed in the UK. I would have thought that'd be well up near the top. Super Adventures. Ed, you need to travel to India. I've been to India. I spent a month in India about 15 years ago, and it was very, very colourful. But it's not really. I didn't feel it was the country for me. But having said that, I would like to see it again. I would like to see India again. Definitely, definitely. Mark Oleg, the sugar and carbohydrates will get you first. Okay. Ticky B, bring on the pork pies. Do you know something? I was looking at pork pies in the co-op the other day, and I thought, oh, I don't know, it could have been the return of an old favourite, but I thought, no, no, I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier. I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier. Mark Alec, I know. The sugar and carbohydrates. Are you talking medical issues? Oh well. Oh well. It's. I don't know. I mean, it's one thing at a time, really. Yeah, McLaren says, Gemma, last time I was in London was 2022 getting the ex-wife's documents, sort of a citizenship, and then she effed up a bitch. Okay. Miss some. After you use auto putty repair. I know a guy an oldest guy who brought a Thai bird over to England, and she was a young bird, but then she started wandering around town wearing the skirt and the high heels and all this kind of stuff. And anyway, she eventually got bored with him, and once she was settled in England, she started knocking around with a young Turkish fella. It was about her own age, and that's a role reversal. Maybe that young guy was in England because he'd been brought over by one of the Wongas, and he's brought a side bed, and think about it. Think about it. Paul Hoskin, when we were caving, we ate meat and berries. God, you've got a long memory, haven't you, mate? Are you really that old? King, by the time Eddie catches up with chat, we'll all be in bed, okay? Vin Valentine, how long have you been single for? A long bloody time, mate. Long bloody time. Let's maybe talk about relationships one of these days. One of these days, you never know. Martin Ryder, how many calories in a large gyros or heros or whatever? All as I know about heros is that I was having that when I was in Greece, and that is their version of kebabs, only it's much, much, much nicer. I don't like kebabs, but the heros that I was getting in some of those places in Greece was absolutely lovely. Mark Ollie, got to eat three small meals a day. One a day will not last. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I mean, the thing is, cooking food, sitting down, cooking. My problem is that when I have a meal, I want to go to sleep afterwards. So if I had three meals a day, that would disrupt me. That would. I basically have two meals a day. I have one early on in the day, and maybe one late at night. A smallish meal, not a big one. Let's see. Mark Oliver, I have a small circle of friends on Twitter. I use a secured account. Maybe that's the way. I really don't know. But I've never actually got in. I thought a couple of months ago I'll try Twitter again to see what it's all about. I just couldn't get into it. Just couldn't get into it. Guy, I love your name, Eddie. Sounds so innocent. Oh, that is so sweet, Eddie. That's so nice to say so. Mark Ollick, lots in Blackpool, Queens. Yeah, I lived in Blackpool. There are quite a lot of them there. There are surprised amount. Bobby Cruz, Edward Sweeney sounds like a very reliable and well stocked village butcher's shop. Okay, fair enough. John Mitt, good evening, Eddie. Just woke up and tuned in. Nice to hear from you, John. Nice to hear from you. Hope all's well, mate. You're not in Colombia now, are you? Just woke up this time of night. Looks, hi Ed. I watched your vlog regarding not drinking and going back to Asia. Well, you could always go to India for vlogging, away from beach life and what comes with it. Yeah, I wasn't on YouTube when I went to when I went to India. It might be different. It might be different. I don't know. I thought it was a very colourful place, but it wasn't quite what I was looking for at the time. Stephen West, I got banned from Twitter for calling Gary Lineker. Really? But yeah, McLaren. McLaren's going on about porn. But Mark Ollick says there's lots of it. There's lots of it on Twitter. I've seen Riley Reid on there. Who's this? Just look for you on Twitter and you have a parody account. Actually, quite funny. Really? Yours travels. The airports are blaming the woman for tripping up. Oh, that's bloody terribly sad. It's terrible. It's what happened to her. Yeah, Ricardo, Anna Kournikova, the Russian tennis player, looked fantastic bending over the baseline, but not a particularly good player. She won Wimbledon. She won Wimbledon, and yes, she did look absolutely fantastic. Lovely, sexy bird. Yeah. Ian Bowden, my ex-wife asked me if her appendix scar made it unattractive. I said, no, love, your tits cover it. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very good. Missed it. My good leg went gimp last week. Okay, we're talking about gimps now. I'm not into all that pervert stuff, all that black leather and masks and I don't like all of that. Don't like all of that. I like nice natural look, for the women and all of this kind of stuff. No tattoos, real titties, nice smooth body, nice hairy womanly bits. That's my kind of woman. Yeah, Paul Lasker, I only watch porn 4 hours a day for educational purposes. I'm sure that you know it all anyway. Yeah, Mark Ollie, X videos is nice too. Yes, yes. Yeah, Barry Harmon. Did you ever watch Mark Wiens? Never stops eating. Absolutely, no weight on him. How does he do it? Well, some people have a natural ability, but I mean, are you sure that he really eats? How many videos does he make a week? I don't know how many. Is it just him making those videos, or is that a team effort? I don't really know. I've seen a bit of. I know he's quite entertaining. Matthew Cartwright, Facebook for friends, Twitter to troll, and Instagram for the wank bank. Okay, sounds good to me. Yeah. Mark Allen, MySpace is still out there. Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to MySpace? And what's the other one? LinkedIn. Does anybody use that? I've still got a phone with LinkedIn on it. I've never actually used any of that. Mr. Loves Christina Pimanova. That's a sexy name, that really sexy name as well, isn't it? That's it. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about a few things. Okay, let's talk about this. This is a very, very light-hearted question, extremely light-hearted question. And the question is, people are talking about food. Okay, people are talking about food. I mean, how important is food to you? Um, there you go. Okay, how about this for the question? And anyway, let's talk about food. Question is, how important is food to you? Do you no, well, that's supposed to say do, not does. It says do you need to spend hours cooking a meal? I mean, the thing is, I do that. My problem with food is that my eyes are bigger than my belly, and I don't eat 3 times a day. I probably eat twice a day, but my main meal of the day is the problem with it tends to be a bit of a whopper. I like roast dinners. I can't put 2 roast potatoes in the oven. It's got to be 10. It's got to be 8 or 10 roast potatoes. I can't have a small piece of chicken. I have to have a whopping big piece of chicken. I have to have the works with it. And yeah, funnily enough, sometimes when I cook a really big meal, afterwards I think to myself, did I really, really, really enjoy that? Or could I have got by on a lot less than that? Whereas some people are not that obsessed with cooking meals. Um, some people will just grab a snack here and there. So, what's your take on it? I mean, do you love cooking big meals, or are you just happy with a little bit of is food not important? You just want snacks here or snacks there. Bobby Crush. Drinking is not expensive, really. There's a place where I live. It's £6 to get in. You can drink as much as you want. The swimming baths, yeah, okay, fair enough. Where I live, there were some nightclubs, well, some years ago, and they were doing £8 and £12 in all you can drink. And some of these youngsters who were going to these nightclubs, they were coming out. I've seen some of them. They were coming out absolutely blotto. They were actually falling out of the door afterwards. That's it, David Coleman. So many people where I live have leg tattoos. I didn't understand, especially when you see a gorgeous bird. When you see a gorgeous bird, don't you? Really, really glamorous bird. And then for some reason, she's got a big, horrible, big tattoos all down her legs. Dreadful. Mark Oleg, I still haven't used my original AOL email. Well, I have the email, but one email, but it's. I don't worry about. I don't worry about people knowing my email anyway, because I can spot a scammer anyway, and I get plenty of bloody hate mail in the junk. I'll read some of that out one of these nights. Some of the hilarious junk mail blackmail stuff that you get. I'm not really afraid of social media. I don't care about it. Steve, Mark Alec, Eddie saw my selfie on Sunday. I know it was a very, very cool selfie as well, mate. Very, very cool selfie on Facebook. Mark Alec, too many ads on Twitter these days too. Yeah, oh well. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one of these days it might click with me, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't really. It doesn't really click. Seaside Freddy, the tattoo tradition goes back 3,000 years in Asia. It goes back 3,000 years in Asia. 3,000 years, didn't even know people were alive in them days. Stephen James, Eddie Benidorm will be your perfect location. I've been there, and it's a good place. It's a good place, but I wouldn't describe it as being perfect. Definitely not. Brian Street says, people tell me the air fryers are the way to go. I've heard something about that. I have heard something about that. Ian Bowden, what percentage of the UK is awoke? Surely less than 50%. So why is our society lent towards a minority viewpoint? Bored and wokey bastards spoil everyone's fun. Bored and wokey bastards spoil everyone's fun. I wouldn't actually say that. I mean, I think that the wokey stuff gives us a laugh. I think laughing always it gives us a laugh, something to talk about. Whatever woke next, you know, all these impolitically correct words and bloody drag queens teaching kids at story hour and all this bollocks and all. I think it gives people a laugh more than anything else. McLaren F1. Edward Sweeney sounds like a 70s porn star. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Mark Hollick. In the early 70s, I watched a telly program called The Courtship of Eddie's Father with Bill Bixby. I remember, I vaguely remember something like that. I think Bill Bixby was in a wonderful program called The Magician. I remember that one. Well, he had a white Corvette, lovely stuff. Freddie Starr, Sweeney Todd was a popular movie a few years ago. Good movie as well, that with Johnny Depp. Martin Ryder. The 1970s Sweeney film was on ITV4 the other day. Diane Keane's Knockers replayed in slow motion 5 times. Oh, we got the old rewind button. Yeah, nice, good looking girl there as well. He got the rewind button. I must admit, I've done that with some other scenes. I particularly liked that movie, Blood on Satan's Claw. Not one of the best horror films from the early 70s, but that scene where Linda Hayden strips off and full frontal and hairy. Oh yeah, I've rewound that bit a bit. Definitely. Not to mention the wonderful scene between Ingrid Pitt and Madeline Smith in the Vampire Lovers. Oh yeah, it's not just you, Martin. We all do that. We all do it. Let's see. Seaside Freddy, one of the wheels of their suitcase got caught at the end of the People Mover. Oh, that's dreadful. That's absolutely bloody awful. That's bloody awful. McLaren says, I don't use the oven now. Air fryers rock. Okay. Charlie, you're right. She never won Wimbledon. Ed. You talking about Anna Kournikova, the Russian girl? She did. She did. I remember it was the one I'm thinking of. She bloody did win Wimbledon. Oh, that's the one. That's the one. That Maria Sharapova. That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. That's the one I'm thinking of. Maria Sharapova. Yeah, that's a. Oh, I wouldn't mind parking there. Oh, tasty Russian, cool, icy. Oh, she's the one who won Wimbledon. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, Paul Oscar, Confessions of a Mongo would be a good film. Which actor would be the Mongo? May of course, but those Confessions movies, there's still some of them are watchable now, and for the full frontal stuff. I mean, Robin Asquith. I mean, he did play a good part, but I kind of wonder why Robin Asquith? Really, he's not exactly. He's not exactly Robert Redford, is he? I mean, why would the women be falling all over him? But I suppose he was a bit of a character. I suppose he was a bit of a character, and he did play a good part in it. But all those films they weren't particularly funny, but they were full of lovely hairy full frontal scenes, lovely stuff, excellent. Confessions of a Pop performer was good, and Linda Hayden was his missus, wasn't she? She done quite a lot of those in those days. Yeah, Mark Alex says, Wayne's my binging page or not? Absolutely. I mean, I've watched a couple of his videos, and some of them are really really good. But it was I don't know. Does he really eat that much amount of it, or does it all stays? I don't know. Ian Bow, do you think Ovaltine? Not really. I don't. It's not as good as this. This is the. I know this is not product placement. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I'm saying it because I really, really, really do like this one. Yeah, McLaren says Emma Radinaku bending over it. Oh God Almighty, it's getting dirtier and dirtier. Ed, AG, Ed, I heard that Harry Menzies are on the way back. Yeah, I'm all for that. Yeah, I'm all for it. Yeah, absolutely, I'm all for it. John Mitch, for when with touch, just turn off the lights, then you make the touch disappear. You know, I mean, what's the point anyway? If you're going to turn off the lights and you can't see them really. Yeah, Mark Alex says he's on LinkedIn as well. What is that? I've never actually used that. I've never actually used that. That's a joke. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Martin Ryder is off to drink Turner water and thrash myself to sleep with a toilet brush while reciting the Bible. Have a good week, everyone. Okay, nice to hear from you there, Martin. Now, you have a nice evening anyway, mate. So anyway, how important is food to you? Do you need to spend hours cooking a meal, because the thing is, some people believe that you spend hours cooking a meal and then it only lasts 10 minutes. I mean, you maybe cook a meal for other reasons because you really you love the creativity of food or whatever. I mean, I wish I was one of those people who doesn't regard food and I just only eat only when I'm hungry and just have a snack here and there. Because I think if you had a snack here and there when you're hungry, I think you probably control your eating habits a lot better. John Mitch says food keeps me alive. That's important to me. Okay. Seaside Freddy, I'm a foodie. Okay, you're a foodie. Okay. Mark Alex says, I does do food. Okay. Yeah, this is interesting. Matthew Cartwright says, I love cooking food more than I do eating it sometimes. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. That's a fair. I mean, that's it because you cook a meal because your eyes are big and you're and there's something else in your mind. But you want to, I want to see a big meal on the plate, and I want that meal to really, really look good, and I want it to be nicely placed and everything. But are you cooking it for reasons other than hunger? Are you cooking that meal simply because you want something that looks good and sounds good? I mean, really, I wish it was somebody who could just snack, all the time. Paul Harrison, evening. I just got it. Watching tonight from sunny Surrey with my lady Nan from Thailand. Okay, thank you. Hope you're having a lovely evening. McLaren, I enjoy my food as well as it's essential. Some people eat because they have to. Okay. Let me see. Crypto Chris card. Cook those roasties in beef fat, Eddie. Not so-called vegetable oil, which is terrible for your liver. Beef fat. Okay. I'll look into that. I'll look into that. See, so I keep hearing about an air fryer. I make large quantities so I can reheat in the microwave. The air fryer is great. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Who's this? Who's this? Toe Verben. This channel should be renamed the Steady Eddie Misinformation Disinformation Channel. Who knew that middle-aged British mongers knew nothing about food and health? Is there anyone on here tonight that you haven't insulted? Joe Hart, don't mind cooking, hate washing up. Okay. Let's see. Mark Allen, think of food as having enough fuel for your body to operate properly. Sensible portions are best served on your plate. Okay. Yours travels. I was too greedy and got to 19 stone. Love going out for meals and cooking fresh food, but things need to change. The food on the cruise ships, even Thailand, I eat too much. Change. I must admit, I eat too much when I'm in Thailand, but it's mainly roast dinners out of you know there's an English pub in where they do there's a couple of English pubs in Pattaya, aren't there, where they do Sunday carveries, and you know how many times I've gone in there, you know, and I've come out with a big belly, and even the birds are looking. I've even walked down the road and my stomach is protruding, and even some of the Thai girls have looked at me, yeah, it's really. I mean, I think really people. I mean, my that's the problem that I have. My eyes are bigger than my belly. Soul Verban, raw plant-based foods are the hell. Raw plant-based. Yuck! Sounds bloody awful. Who's going to enjoy that? They're the healthiest, with emphasis on fruit. Well, I like fruit. Animal products of all kinds of vegetable oils are the most detrimental. Okay, fair enough. Seaside Freddy, that's the problem with all-you-can-eat places. You feel you have to pig out to get your money's worth. Okay. Pick out to get, yeah, absolutely. That's the problem with all you can eat play. Absolutely, yeah, you're quite right there, mate. You are quite right. Yeah, London Catana, thank God for the microwave. Thank God. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I tend to avoid the microwave. Somehow the food tastes better coming out of the oven. I mean, one of my favorites is the frozen lasagna. What I'll do with the lasagna, I'll put the frozen lasagna in the microwave to soften it up, and then I'll bung it in the oven for half an hour, and it always hits the button. A frozen lasagna at the co-op with toast, lovely stuff. Always hits the button. Yeah, paranoid Pete. Food is the best thing about life. Good for you. Yeah, well, it's essential. I know it's essential, mate. Sean Harris, nice to hear from you, Sean. I started using an air fryer. Saves a lot of time, especially when it's only for one. If anybody, by the way, wants to come on and say hello, I'll switch my phone on anyway. I'll switch my phone on. I'll switch the phone on, and I'll give the number out. I'll put the number on the screen anyway. If somebody wants to come on for 5 minutes and just say hello or whatever, or you've got an opinion, let's see. There you go. That's the phone number, and especially if you haven't been on before, if you haven't phoned that number before, it's a local. It's a British mobile phone number. Come on and especially if you haven't been on before, it'd be nice to say hello. Just comment on the screen on the stream. Tell us what you think of food and whatever. Do you have any opinions? Yeah, Boxing 14. Really enjoyed that stream last week with Sean. Can we dedicate a 30-minute chat just to Vietnam, as I'll be traveling there soon? Okay. Well, I was last in Vietnam about 3 years ago, wasn't it? I think it was like 3 years ago, so I can't claim to be up to date. But yeah, that would be interesting. Good idea. Mark Ollie, Eddie Holmes Sweeney. That sounds good. Sounds good. Let's see. Yogi Bear says, Ed, I love to cook, but it's no food cooking for yourself, or you just can't be bothered. I love homemade things like a roast, rice pudding. That's big calories, isn't it? And bread and butter. You're asking to put on weight, unless you're a person who doesn't put on weight. But that sounds like tons of calories. Ian Bowden, if you spend 8 grand in 4 months, Ed, don't forget how much you would have spent if you stayed at home. Then take that away from the 8 grand. Yeah, that's important. I mean, you spend money staying at home, don't you? The cost of living here. So yeah, that's important to take that into consideration. Joe Hart says, "Stop oil protesters disrupting the gay pride march." I would have thought oil and who's there? Somebody's phoning in now. Hello? Is that me?
Yeah, it's hello. Is your mate John Mitch here?
Oh, John Mitch is here. John Mitch has been on before. How are you, John? How's it going? How's it going?
I'm still big, fat, and ugly. John Mitch has been on before. How are you, John? How's it going?
There's a delay, isn't there? Because I can hear myself in the background.
Hold on. There you go. I've reduced the volume so we don't get the feedback.
Okay, it's nice to hear from you anyway, John. So how's it going? So you're in Ireland right now, anyway, John. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful island. Where the women are ugly, not pretty.
Oh well, I've seen some beautiful Irish women. I've seen some beautiful Irish women. Sure.
Few and far between. They're few and far between.
Really? If you go to London, I lived in London many years ago, and I'd never really met Irish people before because in my generation, they'd left Liverpool. But I went to London and I seen so many beautiful Irish girls, beautiful girls with Irish accents, beautiful. But
those were the island's #1 export.
Yeah.
Beautiful girls going over to England for abortion.
Yeah. Oh God Almighty, that's dreadful, that isn't it? That's dreadful. That's dreadful to even think about that. And anyway, John. So how's the weather in Ireland at the moment?
It's on and off. We've been having rain showers, but hardly any rain for the past 3 weeks. So that's unusual for Ireland.
Yeah. Well, where I live in southern England, I mean, you expect anything. I mean, it's not nothing special anyway. So anyway, about food, John. I mean, what kind of eater are you? I mean, are you someone who's very meticulous and you like to sit down and you maybe cook a proper perfect meal, or are you just someone who likes to snack and whenever he feels hungry?
I'll tell you what I do. I go to Marks and Spencer's in Newry, which is on the UK side of the border, and I look for the discounted ready meals at Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah.
I mean, Marks and Spencer's ready meals, they're great. You just, open them up, stick them in the oven for 20 minutes, and you've got a meal, a great meal.
I don't know what happened then. I really don't know what happened then. I swiped something on the stream and I kind of went off. But anyway, you're still here. Yeah, I'm back on now. Anyway, I'm back on. So anyway, where am I now? Yeah. Do you know something, Marks? Do you know something? Marks and Spencers is something that is a place where I've never been. It's notoriously expensive, but I have heard good reports about the food there. But it's somewhere I've never ever shopped. I mean, the fact is, you say ready-made meals. If you bung them in the oven, are they as good as fresh stuff by any chance? I mean, are they as good as if you cooked it yourself?
I reckon I mean, you can't fail. You got to be careful about the oven because they come in plastic trays, so you have to scoop them out onto a plate or something and then stick them in the oven. Or you can just stick them in the microwave. The good old microwave, 3 minutes, and you've got a meal.
Yeah. Oh, well, that sounds good. But don't you think that takes all the fun out of cooking? Because what I like to do is especially when I'm cooking a roast dinner. I switch the oven on, get the stuff in there, and I can be watching the TV while it's cooking. And while it's cooking, I can be in the right frame of mind. When the time comes to eat it. I mean, if you just bung something in the microwave or something in the oven for a few minutes, then it kind of takes all the fun out of it, doesn't it? And
Well, you hit the nail on the head. The problem with cooking, especially for yourself, for just one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much washing up to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, afterwards. There's so much. I mean, Jesus Christ. And, I'm not one for doing the washing up.
Yeah.
So, stick the prepared meal from Marks and Spencer's in the microwave. Eat it out of the plastic tray.
Yeah.
Just throw it in the bin, and that's it. Job's done.
Oh, that sounds bloody good. Jesus, you make me want to start shopping at Marks and Spencer's, John. That sounds terrific.
I mean, I tell you what, just go for the discounted food. Around about 11 o'clock in the morning is a good time to go.
Yeah.
Right? Get the discounted food, stick them in the freezer.
Yeah.
Right? Take them out the night before. You think, I'll have mashed potatoes or beef. Pull that out of the freezer, leave it to defrost overnight, and the next morning you've got, a meal. Ready.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds absolutely true. I'll tell you what I got, John. Very, very nice. I bung them in a microwave. In a shop local where I live, you can get some roast dinners, tiny roast dinners, really, in real terms. But they're only about £2.50, and I've had a couple of those, bung them in a microwave, and they're actually quite tasty. Actually, they are actually quite tasty.
I'll tell you another thing. There's a few of the guys online there have mentioned the air fryer.
Yeah.
Right? The air fryer, it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Really?
I mean, a lot of guys whoever's bought an air fryer, will not go back to the oven. You can just put exactly what you want for yourself in there, 22 minutes at 200, right? And it knocks off after 22 minutes or whatever time you set it for, all right? And the beauty of it is you never can burn anything in the air fryer because it knocks off.
Yeah.
After a certain amount of time. There's times that I've put a pizza in the oven and I've got to watching TV or gone online and suddenly I smell this burning. And run to the pizza and it's black.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, what an air fryer? I've never considered this. Is this a recent trend or something?
Well, it's been around a couple of years, but really, get one.
Yeah.
You will not regret it. You can spend about 120 quid. Make sure you get one that you can see through the pan. You've got see through the panel so you can see whatever you've got.
Yeah.
They're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant.
Oh.
What's the chat saying about air fryers?
So some people say, well, they're getting good reviews anyway. They're getting good reviews anyway. The air fryers.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So anyway, we've had a nice little chat about food. Anyway, that's good. Anything else you want to tell us that's on your mind, John? Anything else? It's nice of you to phone in.
Well, I'm heading to Thailand next year in February, and I'll be there for 2 months while my wife will be in Japan for 2 months. We're separating.
Yeah.
We've got some, family business to sort out in Japan. And, I'll be staying on the dark side of Pattaya, EDDY apartments.
Yeah.
It's run by an Englishman. He was a judo champion. He won an Olympic medal in his day, and he used to be on TV. Brian, I can't remember his last name. Brian, his first name is, and he was he settled in Thailand. He's built this beautiful apartment building, and he rents about monthly for about 6,000 baht a month.
Yeah.
And he's got a lovely big swimming pool, everything in there.
Oh, that's outside. Yeah.
I'll be calling in my aerobic instructress.
Okay, good for you, mate. Good for you.
From Thai Friendly and Tinder. And I don't go to the bars. The bars are a rip-off now, I find.
Yeah.
200 baht for a ladies' drink, and 1,000, 10,000 baht for a bar fine. Just get them off Thai Friendly for 1,000 baht for a couple of hours.
Yeah, it sounds good. I've still never got around to you because, like I say, I'm old school. I prefer to do it the old way. You don't meet the bed in the bar and all that. But the thing is,
really expensive that way now.
Yeah. See, the thing is, things are going to change for me as well, John, because I mean, I don't want to be going to bars. I don't want to be drinking too much. I don't know. I'm not bombastically saying that the next time I'm retired, I'm not going to be drinking any more booze. You never know. I mean, I just don't know what would happen. But obviously, I've got to travel differently, and obviously, you're traveling in a different way now than what you used to. So we all have to adapt one way or the other, don't we? Really?
Exactly. I've been going to Thailand since the early 1980s.
Yeah.
And in fact, I spent 3 years living and working there in Bangkok.
Yeah.
I got to learn to speak Thai and what have you. And then I moved up to Taiwan, and I taught English in Taiwan for a year or so.
Yeah.
Then I went up to Japan and taught English up there for like 15 years. Married a Japanese woman, and they're still married, but
Yeah.
The good thing about Japanese women, they don't mind you mongering.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I mean, what do you think of the dark side? I mean, do you know something? How many times I've been to Pattaya and I've said I'm going to go to the dark side. I've never actually got around to going there. What do you make of it?
Well, what I make of it is, I stay on the dark side. I mean, you seem to travel around and you go from hotel to hotel. And you spend a fortune on those hotels. You're spending $20-$30 a night, I just settle into the dark side and spend 6,000 baht for a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, that's what? It's less than 150 quid a month.
Yeah.
On accommodation. And that's air conditioned. It's a beautiful room, soft bed, and swimming pool, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just scroll through Thai Friendly, and once I get my companions in from Thai Friendly, I get their Facebook accounts and what have you. I've got this Facebook account which I just use when I'm in Thailand or Colombia.
Yeah.
Right. And once you get one girl's Facebook account, you've got all her friends, and then all their friends, and all their friends. And most of those girls are working in bars.
Yeah.
They work in the bars in Pattaya.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you contact them, and you make your own arrangement with them. All right. And you save a fortune. You don't need to go into the bars and drink. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all old hat for me.
Yeah.
I used to do that when I was in my 20s and in my 30s.
Yeah.
I'm in the 60s now.
Yeah.
All right.
But what about go-go bars, John? Do you like go-go bars at all?
Well, the only one I like is the Windmill.
Yeah, it's the most well-known one. I think it's a little bit overrated, that one, personally. I mean, I can think of better ones than that. But I must admit, this.
The King Consort Bacal.
Yeah, there's something great about being in a go-go band, seeing all these beautiful naked women around. I kind of like that sort of stuff. It makes it worth the price of a beer. But yeah, it's definitely a good insight, that about what you've been telling us. A good insight. I mean, there's got to be an alternative way. You have to move it with the times, and you have to move with your age and everything. And it comes a time when
everything's got too expensive.
Yeah.
If you do things the way we used to do them back in the 80s and the 90s,
yeah,
and the noughties,
yeah,
there was, since the noughties, things started changing dramatically.
Yeah.
In Pattaya, right? Especially with the onset of the mobile phone,
Yeah.
what have you, and things have changed, and as a Bangla, we have to change with the times, and I believe that I have changed with the times.
That's good. That's good.
So, I can go to Pattaya, right, and I can live and have, daily horizontal aerobics exercise, with an instructor.
Yeah.
And I can do that for around about £2,500 a month.
The whole lot of it, yeah. That's bloody good. That's bloody good. That is really, really good, isn't it?
Yeah, and I have a whale of a time. And in the apartments, the camaraderie with all the other guests, is fantastic. And they have like an English style restaurant at the front.
Yeah.
You can have that brought around to the pool side.
Yeah.
So that's my lifestyle.
Okay, so that's it. I mean, the thing is, I'm stuck in my old ways, but like you've got to adapt. And I think the fact that I'm not drinking alcohol anymore, I think that's going to make a big difference. But you've definitely given us an interesting insight. Anyway, I'm sure some people will, in the chat will really appreciate that. Yeah. It's Sean Harris is saying a couple of nice gents clubs, Aquademy and Azure on the dark side. Okay, I've got to investigate. See, the thing is, last time I was in Pattaya, I said to myself, I'm definitely going to go to the dark side. I'm definitely going to venture there and I was having a night out with Tom Best, also known as Big Fat Bestie, who's got a YouTube channel. And I was having a night out with him, and we were talking together. And I said to Bestie, I said, one of the things I want to do while I'm here this time is go over to the dark side. And Bestie said to me, he said, why? It's shite. And I thought, that kind of put me off. That really. So I still never made it there.
Well, in a nutshell, I use the dark side to learn ahead, right? And to get the knob polished, I just call them in off Type Friendly or Tinder, right? Or Facebook, right? Because, I've got so many horizontal aerobic instructors that I found on Facebook by connecting with the ladies from Thai Friendly, get their Facebook links, and from there it's like a spider's web.
Yeah.
You just spread out.
Yeah.
And
So
really, you don't need to go to the bars. You can, you chat up one girl and you ask her, have you got a friend? And she brings a friend or two, and you can have, an extra, special time, in your room.
Yeah. Well, that sounds bloody good, John. Listen, you're being terrific. You give us some really, really great information there. Anyway, I've been on for an hour and 45 minutes. It was about time I had my late night stuff. Now, tomorrow on the chat, we'll talk about a few other, more topical issues anyway. But for Monday night, anyway, we managed to keep going. And what else is there? What else is there on a Monday night? Listen, John. Thanks for calling in anyway. Thanks for all your information, and call again soon anyway, yeah?
Certainly will.
Okay.
Keep up the good work on the channel. You're doing very well.
Okay. Right. Cheers.
And everybody, before he knocks off, there's only 35 thumbs up on there. Come on, guys. Let's give Steady Eddie more thumbs up. He deserves more than 35. Come on, let's push that number up to 50 plus.
Okay, that is terrific. That is terrific. That's very, 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 very generous of you, John. Okay, John, great to hear from you, mate. You've given us some great information, and we'll see you again soon anyway. Okay, all the best anyway, right, John. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Okay, so that's John Miss. That was a really, really good, and he's given some great information about. I'm kind of, like he said about the going to the dark side. Sometimes, and I'm one of the who's set in me ways. Sometimes you have to look at it, a traveling adventure and do it a different way. John's clearly moved with the times there, so good for him. Anyway, good for him. Okay, so I'm going to finish now anyway. We've been on tomorrow night. We'll talk about some of the things. I've got a list of things that we can talk about, but we've kept going anyway. I mean, even if we don't, even if we do, we don't produce some really, really amazing, discussions, and we can keep going on a Monday night. I mean, what the hell else has happened? Okay, so listen, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Thanks to John Mitch for phoning in. He's been a really, really great guest. And I'll see you tomorrow at 9. Let me just get one of my what do we call it up again? That was wife in the stream. Okay. Anyway, guys, all the best. See you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Cheers.